Hi everybody, this is the A5 templates, and the best way to use these really, or the quickest and easiest way, is to use them with double-sided papers. But of course not everybody has those, and sometimes you want to do your own thing. So I'm going to show you today using these templates with plain paper and just decorating your plain paper. So these are the two parts of one of the templates. I'm going to use this part, so I'll just pop that one out the way for a second. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take some quite sort of fairly good quality watercolour paper. I'm going to pop this over the top, and then what I'm going to do is just draw around the outside with a pencil. And because we use fairly thick material, it means that the pencil runs quite well along the edge and it doesn't sort of bend or fold over very easily. So we'll just draw around the edge. Now this is the tab, this end, so I obviously want to have the crease line there for that one. And then I'm not going to use these two outer crease lines, I'm just going to use this inner one, so I'll mark that off, and then I need to know where the holes are going to go, so I'll just mark those off there like that. Okay, so then when you take away your template, this is what you have. So what I need to do now is I need to just cut this out. You can either use a pair of scissors or a craft knife, whatever you find easiest. And you don't have to be too precious with it. It's art at the end of the day, so it doesn't actually matter if it's not quite perfect. When you're going around these corners here, if you're not confident about cutting around a corner, you can use a corner punch. That's absolutely fine. Just cut around there like that. And then around that one, and then the last one along there. Like that. So that's your template all cut out. I'll just get these bits of paper out of the way, they can go in the bin. Like that. And there's your template like that. We don't need to do anything with the score lines or anything at the moment, that can wait till the end. So the next stage is I'm going to use these are Inktense blocks, but you can use paints or you can use watercolour pencils or anything like that. That's fine, anything that you can add a bit of colour to, that it gives a watercolour type finish. So we start off, I'll just sit down, it's a little bit easier. We'll start off, I'm just going to take a blue, I'm going to pop this on a piece of paper, and then I'm just going to put a little bit of blue around the edges in little places here and there. You don't need to be too heavy with it, just very lightly. These particular make of pastels are quite intense, so you don't need an awful lot of colour. Just add bits here and there. This is going down the crease line, add a bit down there, and a little bit along there, like that. Like that. And then what I'm going to do then is I'm going to get a nice wide brush fully loaded with water, and I'm just going to soften the markings. You can keep adding a bit of water to blend it in. Don't worry that you've got a little bit of the texture showing, that just adds to it. You don't have to blend it right in. Like that. And then if you want to, you can soften the edges just with a piece of kitchen roll, and you can just dab it back. But it is actually quite nice to have these kind of marks going around. It just adds a little bit more interest to it. So we're just going to go all the way around, just going over those marks. We are going to want to put a little bit down this edge here, because this is another fold mark. So we'll just put in a few more lines there, blend them in. Like that. We can turn this round as we go. Blend that one in. And as I say, just dab back any areas where you don't want too much colour. Put some down the edge there. And it's always best to do less rather than more, because you can always add more colour if you want to. Do that like that. That's that. So now I'm going to have to dry that one off, so I shall come back when that is dry.